Okay, on page 64, your guided practice, these will be the ones that are similar to your quiz. Read and go through their example at the top. Number 13, we want to compare two boys' gym fees. We're talking about Alfredo and Alex. We need to compare the rate of change in the initial value. Now, if we want to compare those, we need to know what they are. Alfredo's initial value would be when his input is 0 or at the beginning. How much did he pay to join the gym? He paid $20. Now, to find his rate of change, we need to find the pattern or the delta y over delta x. Remember to look to see what is happening over and over and over again. From 20 to 30 is plus 10. From 30 to 40 is plus 10. From 40 to 50 is plus 10. Now, that's the change in your y's, or your delta y. Delta y is plus 10. Plus 10 because it is increasing. We also need to know our delta x because it has to be the same every time to write an equation. So on our x's, from 0 to 1 is plus 1, to 2 is plus 1, to 3 is plus 1. So our delta x would be plus 1. Giving us a rate of change of $10 per month. Okay, we have the dollars on top and the months on bottom. That's dollars per month. So Alfredo is paying $20 up front and $10 per month for his gym fee. Now Alex, they're giving us an equation. No table, no graph, just an equation. Now you can pick this stuff out of an equation. If you can't, then you need to make a table. The cost is $25 plus $10 per month. Remember, your rate of change would be the thing happening over and over and over again. So his rate of change would be the per month. So $10 per month. The number that only happens one time would be the initial value, and that's the $25. Just means that he paid $25 to join the gym, and then he pays $10 per month. Now, if you compare these, you would see that the initial values are different, but the rate of changes are the same. So we have the same rate of change, but the initial value for Alex is $5 more. Okay, it's $5 more. Roy wants to buy a new wireless phone for $200. Two stores offer different payment options. Which plan has a greater initial value, and which phone will be paid for at a faster rate? So we've got store A and we've got store B. Now, if you look at store A, they told us that he's going to buy a $200 phone. Okay, he's just comparing two stores. But the initial value for store A is $150. Now, that should tell you something. Okay, he paid some money up front for this phone. His initial value is $150. Now, I want you to notice that as time passes, his debt decreases. Okay, this is a decreasing function. Now, the rate of change we can calculate, delta y over delta x. How much is it going down or up? This one's going down. From one point to the next. From 150 to 125 is going down, which is negative. And 150 to 125 is 50. So it's going down 50. And then our delta x is how far it's going over. From 0 to 1 is plus 1. So the rate of change for store A is 50. Negative 50, or he's paying $50 per month. He is decreasing his debt by $50 per month. Now, store B, he's paying $50 at the time of the purchase. Now, that's not an initial value. That's decreasing the $200 initial value by 50. So his initial value is also going to be $150 at store B. Then he is going to pay $20 per week. I think I might have been saying month over here, but it was weeks. $20 per week until the phone is paid for. So his rate of change at store B is going to be $20 per month. Now, you need to understand it's not a positive 20. He's not increasing his debt. He is decreasing it, so it is negative, just like the 50 was negative. Now, the problem says, go back and look at those questions, which plan has a greater initial value? Well, both initial values were the same. So 150 and 150, the initial values are the same. Okay, both of the initial values were the same. Then it says which phone will be paid for at a faster rate. Which one is paying more per month? Well, store A is paying $30 more per month. Comparing the initial value, they're the same. Comparing the rate of change, store A has a greater rate of change. Okay, it is decreasing, but it is decreasing at a faster rate. Number 15, which statement about these equations is true? Equation A has a greater rate of change. Now, if you're going to compare two equations, you need to know which number is which. If you're looking at A, you're looking for the initial value. Remember, it happens one time, and the rate of change is what is repeating. Now, repeated multiplication is your rate of change. It is 3. And the initial value is 4 because the plus 4 only happens one time. Equation B, the initial value only happens one time, and it's the 2. The rate of change is your repeated multiplication, and it is 5. So does equation A have a greater rate of change? The answer would be no, because it is 3 and equation B is 5. B says that equation A has a greater initial value. If we're looking at initial value, equation A is 4, equation B is 2, so yes, equation A has a greater initial value. If equation A has the greater initial value, it can't be equation B and it can't be both. Ben chose C as the correct answer. C said that equation B has a greater initial value. How did he get that answer? My guess would be that he was looking at the rate of change instead of the initial value. So I'm going to say that Ben confused rate of change with initial value. And he probably got those switched.